Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into how a really strong grounding in pure sciences can actually serve as the ultimate launchpad for all sorts of incredible applications in engineering, finance, health, and ultimately building an ethical enterprise. I mean, think about the very device you're using to watch this right now. It's not just some random piece of plastic and glass, right? It's the literal culmination of pure math, physics, chemistry, and biology, all packaged together and scaled by visionary entrepreneurship. We so often think of theoretical physics or abstract math as being locked away in the ivory towers of academia, completely disconnected from our day-to-day lives. But honestly, that couldn't be further from the truth. The rigorous analytical skills you forge in those disciplines form the absolute best blueprint for solving the world's most complex real-world problems. Let's unpack how that transformation actually happens. So here's our roadmap for today. 1. The bedrock of sciences. 2. Engineering the future. 3. Finance, economics, and health. 4. The entrepreneurial mindset. And 5. The physicist is entrepreneur. All right, let's kick things off with section 1, the bedrock of sciences. Okay, let's just dive right into it. Math. It is, quite literally, the foundational language of physics. You can really think of it as the ultimate operating system of the entire universe. Before Isaac Newton came along, math was pretty static. Mostly used for measuring land or counting inventory. But by inventing calculus, Newton handed us the mathematics of change and continuous motion. It was a total game changer. Suddenly, we could go from abstract thinking to describing the exact, predictable orbit of the planets, or even the highly chaotic, unpredictable behavior of subatomic particles. Mathematics gives us the supreme capability to model our reality with absolute pinpoint precision. Now, if you're looking at foundational study paths, a mathematics focus offers you incredible flexibility. It gives you this pure, unadulterated theoretical baseline that lets you easily branch out into highly analytical, number-driven fields. Think economics, complex statistics, or abstract algebra. On the flip side, a physics focus pulls you just a little more into the tangible physical world. It gives you those hands-on laboratory practicals and a much clearer defined route to scientific problem-solving. But here's the absolute crucial takeaway. Whether you go with math or physics, both of these disciplines fundamentally rewire your brain so you can tackle massive, complicated systems head-on. And this perfectly illustrates how all the sciences are just deeply interconnected. Those pure mathematical and physical tools seamlessly integrate right into biology and chemistry. By applying physical principles to chemical reactions and biological structures, we get to unlock the deepest mysteries of how energy, matter, and cellular organisms actually work together. For instance, applying the rules of quantum mechanics can literally help us understand how plants achieve near-perfect energy transfer during photosynthesis. Meanwhile, fluid dynamics explains exactly how blood pumps through our veins. It's all one giant, beautifully interconnected system. Moving right along to section 2, engineering the future. So you might be wondering, how do we actually take all that theoretical elegance from the pure sciences and turn it into the physical infrastructure of tomorrow? Well, the answer lies in disciplines like engineering physics. This is an absolutely incredible field that deliberately bridges the gap between pure theoretical science and practical everyday design. While traditional engineering focuses heavily on applying the tech we already have, engineering physics prepares professionals to invent the tech of the future. Think about life-saving MRI machines at your local hospital, or the lasers that power the fiber optic internet connecting your house. Those are the direct, tangible results of engineering physics. The sheer breadth of application here is just staggering, honestly. By mashing up natural sciences with engineering principles, professionals are innovating across incredibly diverse industries. We're talking about building advanced aerodynamics for aerospace, or designing next-generation renewable energy setups like ultra-efficient photovoltaics and high-capacity batteries. It also covers quantum science and shrinking microelectronics down to the nanometer scale, which, by the way, is exactly what allows you to carry a literal supercomputer around in your pocket today. It's the raw power of the pure sciences that makes these massive leaps for humanity possible. Which brings us to section 3, finance, economics, and health. But here's the thing. Beyond building physical stuff, this rigorous, quantitative background is highly sought after in purely human systems too. Like finance, economics, accounting, and healthcare, a strong background in physics, chemistry, or math opens the door to incredibly lucrative and impactful careers that are miles away from a traditional laboratory. For instance, actuaries use high-level math and statistics to calculate complex risks for major finance and insurance firms. Then you've got quantitative analysts, or quants. These are very often former physicists who use highly complex algorithms to spot macroeconomic market trends in a fraction of a millisecond. which drives high-frequency trading in global finance. Meanwhile, biophysicists and medical scientists are applying those exact same foundational principles to advance global healthcare and medical tech. And the demand for these analytical skills, it is absolutely off the charts. Just pause for a second and think about this number, 6,000. A simple localized job search in the UK alone reveals over 6,000 diverse roles actively seeking mathematics graduates right at this very moment. This definitively proves the incredibly high premium the market places on analytical minds. If you can construct logical frameworks from a chaotic mess of data, you have a skill that is utterly essential in accounting, corporate finance, and top-tier business strategy. Let's pivot to section 4, the entrepreneurial mindset. So you've got this exceptionally strong foundation in science and industry applications. How do you take the leap into building your own enterprise and do it ethically and successfully? Well, according to London Business School entrepreneurship professor John Mullins, successful founders have to adopt a counter-conventional mindset. They have to break traditional rules to actually innovate. You know, the classic corporate playbook tells you to write a massive 50-page business plan, raise a ton of venture capital, and hire a huge team before you even have a working product. But Mullins argues that this outdated approach usually just stifles true innovation. Breaking the rules doesn't mean acting unethically, not at all. It just means discarding all that heavy, slow corporate dogma. Mullins lays out a few absolutely critical steps for doing this right. First and foremost, problem first. Always start by identifying a genuine, real-world issue. Don't build some flashy product in a vacuum and then wander around looking for a market to sell it to. Second, keep your intense focus anchored purely on solving that one specific issue. And third, and I love this because it's so counterintuitive, think narrow, not broad. Serve a specific, deeply felt need for a really small niche of people first before you ever attempt to expand. Think about Amazon. They didn't start by selling everything under the sun. They served a very narrow niche by just selling books. And they nailed it perfectly. He also advises building a resilient, sustainable business model using 4 sharp rules. Number 1, ask for the cash. This just means getting customers to pay up front, which validates your idea instantly. 2, ride the float. In plain English, this means structuring your accounting so you get paid by your customers before you actually have to pay your own suppliers. It lets your customers organically fund your growth. 3, don't steal. He emphasizes strict ethical integrity here. True innovation has to be honest. It can never be built on stolen ideas or shady practices. And finally, don't ask permission. Act decisively and ethically to bring your solution to the world. Don't sit around waiting for the establishment to validate you. Finally, section 5, the physicist as entrepreneur. To see this whole journey from pure science to ethical enterprise really play out in the real world, we can look at the incredible career of physicist Stephen Wolfram. He established this profound bedrock of knowledge astoundingly early. Just look at his timeline. The guy published his first peer-reviewed physics paper at age 15. By the time he was 20, he had a PhD in particle physics from Caltech. And by 1981, he became the youngest person ever to receive the prestigious MacArthur Genius Fellowship. But instead of just staying comfortably hidden away in academia, he completely pivoted, founding his own software company, Just look at the incredible duality of his career. It is incredibly rare to find someone who is a total genius in both pure academic theory and commercial execution. He seamlessly transitioned from researching highly abstract quantum field theory into applied macroeconomic business building and software development. He realized pretty early on that the computational tools he was building just to solve his own personal physics problems could actually solve real-world commercial problems for millions of other engineers, scientists, and financial analysts all over the globe. Now, during his academic research, Wolfram became deeply fascinated by something called cellular automata. These are basically incredibly simple computational rules and models. He proved that these simple little programs, when you run them over and over again, could accurately model the massive, unpredictable complexity we see in nature. If you've ever marveled at the intricate patterns on a seashell or the complex arrangement of spots on a leopard, you are basically looking at nature running a cellular automata program. It was a purely scientific discovery, but it laid the brilliant groundwork for all his future commercial products. By staying laser-focused on really narrow, highly technical problems, just like Professor Mullins advised, Wolfram built some truly revolutionary products. Back in 1988, he created Mathematica, which became the absolute gold standard computer algebra system used globally. Later, he launched Wolfram Alpha, this incredibly powerful computational knowledge engine. And here's a fun fact for you. Wolfram Alpha's natural language processing is actually the hidden engine answering a lot of the complex math questions you ask voice assistants like Siri. His company just seamlessly merged advanced math with everyday consumer tech, and his dedication to data and analytical precision. It is absolute. As a true pioneer of personal analytics, Wolfram has recorded over 100 million of his own keystrokes. 100 million? While most of us are totally content just tracking our daily steps on a smartwatch, this guy tracks every single click of his mouse, along with thousands of meetings and physical movements, just so he can better understand the patterns and efficiencies of his own life. It's the brilliant, somewhat obsessive mind of a pure physicist applied directly to the daily operations of a CEO. So Wolfram's ultimate hypothesis, which he details in his fascinating empirical studies, is that the universe is discrete in its nature, and it runs on fundamental laws that can be described as simple programs. Think about that for a second. The universe itself runs on fundamental laws that literally act as simple programs. It is a beautiful, awe-inspiring intersection of physics, math, biology, and computer science. It's a worldview that sees computation as the literal foundational bedrock of reality itself. All right, let's tie all these threads together. Whether your goal is to become a medical scientist researching the next big healthcare cure, an aerospace engineer designing next-gen rockets, or a business executive running highly complex financial accounting models, the path forward is actually incredibly clear. Mastering the foundational sciences, math, physics, chemistry, and biology, gives you the ultimate toolkit. It equips you with the raw analytical rigor to identify narrow, deeply felt problems and the strategic mindset to build a successful, highly ethical enterprise around solving them. Armed with the profound wisdom of pure science, the practical application of modern engineering, and a focused, genuinely ethical entrepreneurial mindset, the entire world just transforms into this landscape of solvable puzzles. The ultimate blueprint is out there, right now, just waiting for you to learn it and apply it to your own journey. The only question remaining for you is, what complex problem are you going to solve next?